F-22 Raptor, the most feared aircraft in the world today, known for its 5th generation capabilities and advanced stealth and incredible maneuverability. Today, I'm joining the F-22 Raptor demo team to discover exactly what it is that makes this incredible, iconic aircraft just as special as it is. And at the end, something so exciting, an up-close launch of the F-22 towards the air show. Today, guys, this is going to be incredible. Let's get after it. There are jets, and then there are legends. The F-22 Raptor isn't just an aircraft, it's a masterpiece of modern aviation, a machine that represents the cutting edge of air superiority. Born from the United States Air Force's Advanced Tactical Fighter program in the 1980s, the F-22 made its first flight in 1997 and entered service in 2005. Since then, it has stood as a symbol of unmatched power, precision, and innovation in the skies. Hey man. Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Very good, thank you. Well, I've never seen anything like this before. I mean, just looking at it, it just looks surreal. It's almost like it's a spaceship. It looks like it's going to take off. I mean, what's it like to work around this? I mean, it must be the best job ever, right?
Yeah, honestly, it's just an honor and a privilege. Honestly, a dream come true. I grew up going to air shows and seeing things kind of like these, like the F-16s that are taking off and stuff today. So being on the other side of the red tape is honestly the best job I've ever had, and an honor, a privilege, and I can't think of anything else I'd rather do, honestly.
Amazing. The story of the F-22 begins during the Cold War, when the need for a next-generation fighter became clear. The goal was to replace aging airframes like the F-15 with a jet capable of dominating the battlefield in ways never imagined before. Lockheed Martin and Boeing rose to the challenge, designing an aircraft that could evade radar and maneuver any adversary and secure airspace in both offensive and defensive roles. The F-22 was the result, a 5th generation fighter with capabilities so advanced that it remains unrivaled nearly 2 decades after its debut. I've seen the videos, the announcers and stuff, they all say this is the most feared fighter in the world today. Can you just give me a little bit of a run through of why that's the case? What's so special about it? I've heard other people say it's the nation's best kept secret too, so tell me about that as well.
Well, we've got a lot of things that make the Raptor unique. A lot of it comes down to we have a whole bunch of capabilities like supercruise, so we can actually reach speeds up to 1.4 Mach without using our afterburners. It helps us save fuel and extend our range. We also have the world's first 5th generation stealth fighter aircraft, so we've got everything from our LO to all the angles on the jet that help us stay stealthy. So that really helps, especially when we're talking air-to-air. Air-to-air is where our bread and butter is. Everything about the jet is designed to keep us stealthy and lethal.
At the very heart of the F-22's dominance is its stealth technology. But what exactly is stealth? It's not just about being invisible. It's about reducing an aircraft's radar signature to the point where it can evade detection entirely. The F-22 achieves this with a combination of cutting-edge design, specialized coatings, and internal weapon storage. Its angular shape, known as radar cross-section reduction, scatters radar waves, while its materials absorb radar energy. This allows the Raptor to sneak into contested airspace, strike its target, and vanish before anyone even knows it was there. I mean, people love weapons, right? So what kind of stuff can this take? Is there anything that people, I guess people assume missiles only. Can it take anything else as well? What's it designed for?
Yeah, so right here in our side weapons bay, actually, if you take a peek over here, you can see these are our LAU. They carry our AIM-120s, AIM-9s. These specific side weapons bays carry our AIM-9s. Those are heat-seeking missiles, generally shorter range. Down here in our main weapons bay, the little doors on the bottom, that's where we can be outfitted with JDAMs, 1,000-pound JDAMs, SDBs, which are small diameter bombs that are also GPS guided, and our AIM-120 MRAMs, which are our long range, beyond visual range, radar guided missiles. On the right side of the jet, we have our 20mm cannon, so we also have a gun as well. So
amazing.
In case we have to get too close, we have something for hidden in our sleeve.
Amazing. I think one of the things that really stood out to me as well as seeing this for the first time is just how enormous the flight controls are. I mean, those, stab at the back, they're almost like massive petals. I mean, how does that kind of affect its maneuverability, and why is the Raptor considered to be the most maneuverable out there?
Yeah, so our horizontal stabilizers, leading edge flaps, our flaperons, ailerons, rudders, all work in conjunction with our VMS system. So everything is fly-by-wire on the jet. We're pushing about 4,000 PSI of hydraulic pressure to those systems, so we can displace a lot of air. On top of that, around the back here are thrust vectoring nozzles. Those thrust vectoring nozzles allow us to essentially divert and deflect our thrust in a specific angle to help us pitch in conjunction with all those other flight control systems, and that allows us to do a lot of the super maneuverability that you see, especially in our demonstrations.
Absolutely. Filming and working on a project with the F-22 wasn't just an opportunity, it was an honour. Being invited by the US Air Force and vetted through their rigorous processes speaks to the level of trust required to even get close to this aircraft. Capturing raw footage of the Raptor as it taxied, tested its controls and roared into the skies is something that honestly very, very few civilians ever experience. The sheer presence of the Raptor is literally overwhelming. Standing on a tarmac as powered up, I could literally feel the vibrations of its engines through the ground, hear that growl of the Pratt Whitney F119 engines, and witness the perfect synchronization of the control surfaces. A literal beautiful dance of technology and precision that just leaves you breathless. I think the first time I've seen a Raptor would have been in Iron Man, the movie and everything, and I think putting it into perspective is this jet's kind of, it's aged, but it looks so ahead of its time. I mean, what's it like nowadays to maintain something like this? And yeah, just walk me through kind of keeping this thing up and running.
Keeping it up and running, we do safety checks every single day. Delivering a safe and reliable aircraft is our top priority, especially for Major Larson, especially when he's doing what he does, being the only certified demonstration pilot in the world to fly those kinds of maneuvers at those kinds of altitudes. A lot of things that we do are mostly servicing checks, checking all the hydraulic pressure, oxygen. We like to check tire pressure, everything to make sure that, again, the jet is safe and reliable. And a lot of things on the jet are triple redundant, at least when it comes to wires and stuff like that. So I'm an avionics specialist, so I do all of the wiring essentially of the jet. Post-flight inspections, pre-flight inspections, checking his gear. That would be our aircrew flight equipment.
I mean, the partner next door over there, which I also haven't ever seen before, the A10, we know it's getting phased out soon and stuff. Do you ever see an end in the near future coming for the Raptor? It seems like it's still so on top of the food chain. I can't even imagine that ever happening.
No, I think we'll be around for a long time. We've just been approved for upgrade packages and stuff, so we're constantly evolving to keep the jet as effective as it can be, and we're updating it every single day. So I can't tell you an exact date, but they'll be around for a long time. Especially, I hope they're around for a lot longer than I think, because they're my favorite.
Larson, how you doing, man?
Great. Thanks for being here.
I know, it's great to see you off the podcast as well. So, we had the online version, now we've got the real one, and it's everything and more I expected it to be. It's so cool. Very glad to be here, man. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you for making the trip.
Well, we've spoken to one of the guys so far about some of the technical aspects of this jet, but we've got to ask you then, so kind of elaborating what we spoke about in the podcast, but what's it like to fly this incredible thing? I mean, just looking at it from here, it just looks insane. So what's it like to be in the cockpit of this thing and fly it?
It is awesome. I love this airplane. Incredibly intuitive to fly. Your Cessna is more difficult to land than this airplane, but extremely capable. And one thing I love about flying this airplane is it demands every ounce of your focus from when the canopy closes to when it opens back up. So it's one of those rare moments in life where you get to block out the rest of the world and solely focus on what you're doing and be present in the moment and flying an awesome machine. So I absolutely love it. Try to savor every flight.
Amazing. So one thing we didn't have a chance to speak about yet was just the engines in this thing. So can you just talk to me a little about the technical aspects of the engines that you're flying and what it feels like to be sitting on top of them?
Absolutely. The Pratt Whitney F119s, very reliable engines, put out 70,000 pounds of thrust total, so 35,000 each. So when we take off greater than 1-to-1 thrust weight ratio, kind of fun known fact, not many demo teams in the world take off with a full fuel load. And so we're flying combat representative fuel load and a combat representative jet. And as soon as the gear is in the well, it's a 9G capable airplane that can climb straight up. So great engines. That Raptor howl you hear on taxi when we were going out, we have very heavy fan blades. So that's the air induction into the engines. I can do maneuvers like the tail slide and other maneuvers where I go 0 knots airspeed. I'm not worried about flaming out those engines because they're always going to be commanding enough airflow. So much so that when we're going really fast, you'll see on the top of the jet we have actually bleed air doors. So we're going fast, getting a lot of airflow. That's kicking out some of that air for the mixture going into the engine.
I just saw you obviously with the P-51. Have you got a favourite flight and manoeuvre that you like to do? Is it the heritage flight with something like the P-51? What's your favourite to do?
That's a great question. Yeah, the demo is a blast, but my favorite part of this job on the flying side is flying the heritage flight. Such a unique opportunity. We've flown with everything from P-47s, P-38, F-86,
It's all the airplanes that you grow up dreaming about. Just unbelievable, priceless warbirds. And getting to be in close formation with them is really a thrill. So that's been my favorite part on the flying side of the house, is flying with the warbirds.
That is what the F-22 is all about. It's an absolute beast, and unfortunately, unlike my other past videos, this is one thing I'm never gonna get to fly. They've only ever made single-seat F-22s, never a two-seater, but RaZZ wasn't gonna leave me hanging on this one, so he gave me the next best thing, an up-close look at a launch right by the runway of an F-22. I just want to say a massive thank you to you for tuning in today, and I hope that you learned something. This whole video was incredible, the experience was amazing, and I just hope that you're walking away from this feeling pretty inspired, blown away, or that you've learned something new about this incredible, dominant aircraft. And just want to say as well, I have got some rocking projects in the pipeline coming up, so if you want to see more like what you just saw today, hit that subscribe button and join this growing community of people who are getting inspired and enjoying all this cool aviation content. So guys, I'm going to say a massive thank you to you for watching this video today and making it this far, and to the whole F-22 demo team for the work that they do, RaZZ for his incredible flying and leadership, and the whole of the US Air Force for making this happen. Thanks guys, see you in the next video.